6 is brought to you by this station and by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation.
Today on News 6, we'll see how maple syrup is made. We'll show you how turkey meat goes from the farm to the table. And we'll sing and swing with a special school choir. Hi, welcome back to News 6. I'm Angie Kaufman from Hopewell Loudon Elementary School in Bascom, Ohio, with a story about a unique school choir, Simon Douglas.
Can you name some large choral groups? You may be familiar with the Mormon Tabernacle Choir and Fred Waring and the Young Pennsylvanians. Well, now another choral group, 105 members strong, has joined the ranks. The group is Hopewell Loudon's 5th and 6th grade special choir.
The Special Chorale is a singing group made up of 5th and 6th grade students from Hopewell Loudon Elementary School. The Special Chorale was started 6 years ago by Candace Hack, a music specialist at the school.
I have an elementary choir of about 105, 107 kids. And from that group, we have formed this one of select children from both 5th and 6th grade to give me a group that can do more challenging things. When I'm selecting 5th and 6th graders for this group, I try to think of how large I want to make the group, and I try to listen to them sing in different situations. I also like to watch their faces to see how well they respond to a stage situation and how well they move. We practice when we're going to perform. As we get closer to the performance, I take more time and we work harder.
Candace stressed that the vocals must be taught first to the kids, then the movements. The movements then enhances the vocals. The singing in the special choir is not only taught to us, it is also choired.
This week's show is produced by Larry Seamers, Elizabeth Elkerts, and Irene Painter 6th grade classes from Hopewell Loudon Elementary School, located in the Hopewell Loudon School District. Bascom is located in Seneca County, about 6 miles west of the city of Tiffin. Bascom was founded in 1837, and its present population is around 400 people. Now here's Amy Kappas with a story that's sure to stick in your minds.
What do you like to eat for breakfast? If your answer is pancakes covered with syrup, then you'd like to meet Gordon Feindl of Fostoria. Gordon is in the sweet business of making maple syrup.
You could say Gordon Feindl's business is a sweet one indeed. Gordon and his 2 sons, Dennis and Max, have been producing their own pure maple syrup since 1959.
What can you do with maple syrup? A lot of things. You can use it on pancakes, ice cream, biscuits, baked beans, and rice. Ace Jug tells you what it's good for, and you can't get a better spring treat.
The Feindls have around 50 acres of land with almost 3,000 taps in their trees.
I started maple syrup business when I was about the age of the class here, around 7 years old. I tapped the trees at home and carried the sap into the cellar overnight for a week, and then we'd boil it down on Saturday in the old butchering kettle. And it was a long long process.
Sap is pumped out of the trees by a vacuum pump. The sap runs through thick plastic tubes and draws into a storage tank which holds up to 1,300 gallons of sap. From there, the sap goes into a machine called an evaporator, and the sap is heated to 219 degrees. As the sap evaporates, it turns to syrup. It takes almost 125 gallons of sap to produce 2 gallons of syrup. The Findos produce 200 to 400 gallons of syrup a year, which is then sold at roadside stands and to other retailers.
We package the syrup in containers from half pints, 4 ounce, to gallons. And we have quarts, pints, and half gallons. What I like about maple syrup is making it. It gets me in the woods in the spring, and I'm close to nature at that time, and I love the woods, and I love to make. It's a thrill just to see the lines work and bring it in. And I've done it for 26 years, and I think it's a great life, or I wouldn't do it.
Now it's time for Kids View, a weekly feature in which kids get to say what is on their minds. This week's question is, if you were a 6th grade teacher, what would you do? And it was submitted by Stacy Teal. Here's what you had to say.
If I were to be a teacher, I'd let my kids chew gum.
If I were a 6th grade teacher, I'd let everybody talk.
If I was a teacher, I wouldn't give my kids any homework.
If I grew up to be a teacher, I'd let my kids go to school every other day. I'd let my class party every day of the week.
No student in my class would have any books because I would have burned them all already.
I'd let my class have longer recesses.
If I was a teacher, I would take my class to a field trip every week.
If I were a teacher, I'd charge my kids $1 a day to come to my class.
The first thing I would do if I was a teacher is retire.
If I were a teacher, I would let only boys in my class.
If I become a teacher, I'm going to party all the time.
We don't think about it much, but getting food from the farm to the dinner table is a complicated process, and a tour through the processing plant of Golden Acres Turkeys Incorporated shows us just what is involved in getting turkey meat to your table.
Doesn't look like a turkey plant, does it? But the former Southland Lanes bowling alley was recently converted into a processing plant for the Golden Acre Turkey Farm.
Our new processing plant here at Golden Acres, which opened yesterday for the very first day, was formerly a bowling alley that was purchased, completely gutted, remodeled, and added to what you see here today. It was a very large project to get it where it's at. I believe it took a little over a year. It amazes me you can take a bowling alley and make a turkey processing plant out of it, but you can do it.
The turkeys are raised at the farm for a period of 4 to 6 months, then are brought to the new plant for processing. Almost 40 different items are made from these turkeys, like turkey hot dogs, turkey ham, and turkey bologna. The items are then sent to cities like Toledo, Columbus, and Detroit. Wouldn't you like to gobble down some turkey right now?
That's all for this week's show. We hope to see you again soon on News 6.